Hello and welcome back to Elevated and Meaningful. I am your host, Sarv Misaghian, coming to you here in Austin, Minnesota. I just want to give you a brief update. So, at my college, I work in the marketing and communications department. I do a lot of video editing and promotional work for social media, a lot of promotional videos and posts, and all kinds of things for basically for enrollment, for spreading my college's name throughout the state and nationwide, and nationwide and internationally. So today I want to talk about the pseudo club. It's not an established club at my college, at Riverland Community College, but it's associated with the multicultural club. It's in a way because we wanted to keep it as informal as possible in terms of paperwork, and we wanted to pilot this club, the pseudo club. It's called Meaningful Conversation Circle. I decided to create this club because I wanted to basically have a discussion with a group of students that I personally invite to the club, and I collaborate with the director of inclusivity and equity, the department, and the president of the college was very supportive of me starting he wanted me to start a Bahá'í club because to him, when I taught him about the Bahá'í faith, he was very inspired. He's a Jehovah's Witness, but he was very inspired about the Bahá'í way of thinking. So we had several meetings about what the Bahá'í faith is about, and then I had pitched the idea, can I create a club on my own and invite students? Do I have the ability to do that? He encouraged me, yes, do it. When he encouraged me after my discussions about the Bahá'í faith, a few months later, he came up to me and said, start the Bahá'í club. I think students will like that, he said. And I said, all right. And then we had, built an understanding that if I did start a Bahá'í idea club or something similar to that, that it won't be proselytization. It won't be converting people in a way. It'll be mostly looking at Bahá'í texts or anything that's similar to Bahá'í ideas about world peace and oneness of humanity, or any relationship building spiritual teachings, and basically to read it together, discuss it. Of course, God is mentioned a lot, but we have built an understanding in the group. We average about 7 or 8 or 9 people on a regular basis. We meet on Wednesdays around 11:30 to noon, to noon 30. So we start off with a quick hello, and then we have snacks sometimes or food, and then I bring something from Abdu'l-Bahá, and I wanted to read something here that this is what I started off with back in February when we started. Early February, we started this club. I started with this Abdu'l-Bahá's talk he gave in Paris, in the book called Paris Talks. This was his talk he gave in 1911 on October 16 and 17. It says, the title is The Duty of Kindness and Sympathy Towards Strangers and Foreigners. So let me read this and come back and kind of discuss how beautiful this was to start off this meeting. So Abdu'l-Bahá says, when a man turns his face to God, he finds sunshine everywhere. All men, by men he means women and everyone, right? Generic, it's a generic term, women and men. All men and women are his brothers and sisters. Let not conventionality cause you to seem cold and unsympathetic when you meet strange people from other countries. Do not look at them as though you suspected them of being evildoers, thieves, and bores. You think it necessary to be very careful not to expose yourselves to the risk of making acquaintance with such possibly undesirable people. I ask you not to think only of yourselves. Be kind to strangers, whether come they from Turkey, Japan, Persia, Russia, China, or any other country in the world. Help make them feel at home. Find out where are they staying. Ask if you may render them any service. Try to make their lives a little happier. In this way, even if sometimes what you at first suspected should be true, still go out of your way to be kind to them. This kindness will help them to become better. After all, why should any foreign people be treated as strangers? Let those who meet you know, without your proclaiming the fact, that you are indeed a Bahá'í. Put into practice the teachings of Baha'u'llah, that of kindness to all nations. Do not be content with showing friendship in words alone. Let your heart burn with loving kindness for all who cross your path. Oh, you of the Western nations, be kind to those who come from the Eastern world to sojourn amongst you. Forget your conventionality when you speak with them. They are not accustomed to it. To Eastern peoples, this demeanor seems cold, unfriendly. Rather, let your manner be sympathetic. Let it be seen that you are filled with universal love. When you meet a Persian or any other stranger, speak to him or her as to a friend. If he seems to be lonely, try to help him. Give him of your willing service. If he be sad, console him. If poor, succor him. If oppressed, rescue him. If in misery, comfort him. In so doing, you will manifest not in words only, but in deed and in truth. You think of all men as your brothers. What profit is there in agreeing that universal friendship is good and talking of the solidarity of the human race as a grand ideal? Unless these thoughts are translated into the world of action, they are useless. Let me read that again. Unless these thoughts are translated into the world of action, they are useless. The wrong in the world continues to exist just because people talk only of their ideals and do not strive to put them into practice. If actions took the place of words, the world's misery would very soon be changed into comfort. A man who does great good and talks not of it is on the way to perfection. The man who has accomplished a small good and magnifies it in his speech is worth very little. If I love you, I need not continually speak of my love. You will know without any words. On the other hand, if I love you not, that also will you know, and you would not believe me were I to tell you in 1,000 words that I loved you. People make much profession of goodness, multiplying fine words because they wish to be thought greater and better than their fellows, seeking fame in the eyes of the world. Those who do most good use fewer words concerning their actions. The children of God do the works without boasting, obeying His laws. My hope for you is that you will ever avoid tyranny and oppression, that you will work without ceasing till justice reigns in every land, that you will keep your hearts pure and your hands free from unrighteousness. This is what the near approach to God requires from you, and this is what I expect of you. So we read that. I used those words. Basically, I used them in a more paraphrased sense. I created bullet points for my club. I started off with, be filled with universal love. Treat not strangers as strangers, be friends with strangers, make them your friend. Do not be, you know how in the United States or in the Western world, as Abdu'l-Bahá said, conventionality, which means people walk past each other who don't know each other. and then they don't really smile or say hi. They don't feel there is no obligation or the desire or the thought even to turn your face and look at someone and say, hello, hi, how was your day? Hi, nice to meet you. Hi, nice to. So, people who don't know each other or people who are strangers continue to remain strangers in our Western society. So Abdu'l-Bahá said that conventionality is cold and unfriendly, and it's not worthy of us human beings in any part of the world. The whole world should be filled with universal love for every other people of the world. It should be a given that we love each other, that we respect each other, that we want to know each other, that we want to help each other, that we want to work together, that we want to build better and vibrant and spiritually edified communities together. Let's come together, educate our little children in the community. Let us make it takes a village to raise a child. Let us take that and make it takes a world to raise children. It takes a world to raise youth. It takes a world to raise people. It takes a world to raise people with spiritual qualities. If the world is not ready, if there is no village, then that child or those children in the world don't have a good place to grow and prosper and to realize their true potentials and their spiritual destiny with strong love and powerful encouragement and inspirational words from their peers, from their elders, that they are in this planet Earth for such a short period of time to contribute to the betterment of the world, to contribute to the world that Abdu'l-Bahá talked about here, where how we should treat each other, how we should be with strangers, how we should be filled with universal love. What does that mean in action? How can we go away from the world of ideals and thoughts and utopian dream to a world of practicality? I want this universal love in our minds to be something I have, my friends have, my family has, my community has. How can we do that? How can we foster that kind of a world? What do we need to do? This is the question I ask you. And I encourage you on the comments below to share your thoughts. Thank you so much, dear friends, and I'm glad you were here to listen to my talk, and I hope this was helpful. May your day, month, and year and future be blessed. I will see you on my next video. Peace.